Greetings, everyone. It's me, Dr. Hill, aka better known as Dr. Chef. I made it, you all. It's Motivational Monday. I know it's been a little while, but I wanted to make sure that I tuned in and kept my word and tuned in. I won't be before you all long. I have a very important meeting for the youth. We are in a process on this Motivational Monday of making sure that we gather educational books and tools for children to send out to Zambia. And right now we have about 7,000 books that we want to send out to those children that do not have a library, to my understanding, to help out our dear beloved Sister Kendra. And so I'm coming before you all because I promised that I would, because we have an update. I have to keep doing this until I get some of our people to tune in more and more, to tune in, to like and share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And this will help the channel to grow. More people get a chance to know. I am Dr. Hill, for those of you all that don't usually tune in on Mondays. I know it's been over a month since I've tuned in. I am a holistic practitioner, slash wellness coach. I am a counselor, cook, chef, mom, sister, auntie, you name it, a whole host of things. And all of those titles only mean something to me when I think of me fulfilling my purpose in life, and that is to sound the alarm with helping those who want to be helped in such a time as this. Okay, and so yes, I do coach for all forms of diets, hillets, you name it, family crisis. I most definitely have had my fair share within the past 4 to 5 years. And so I personally know how important it is, how critical it is that we all get that inspiration and motivation to be able to press forward each day when loved ones have transitions, when your life has gone upside down, and also when we have the chain of events that's taking place today. So if you all can tune in, thank you for the like and share. But if you all can tune in and just like and share, my plan is not to be before you all pass anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, because once again, like I stated at first, I have to make sure that I make it to another meeting for our youth to get their books out the country, and also to help support the organizations that's supporting those in need in this community. For you all know, there's those that are still homeless from the greatest and the biggest tornado that we've had within the past 50 years here in Missouri, from the month of May. I also was affected in some ways for damaged vehicles, office space, and things of that nature. But now things are slowly but surely getting fixed. But I'm not complaining, because I know those who lost family members, those who've lost their homes, still homeless, and they're just looking to feed their families. So you all have. You all that see the number that's inside of the chat, you want to send donations to help, just put it in there for miscellaneous care for anyone that you would like to support, whether that's 5, 10, $25, whatever your heart's desire, whatever you can do. If you can do anything, if nothing else, you most definitely, I always say it's important for us to send up good vibes, prayers, energy, all of the goodness of good thoughts, and speaking life into our people as much as you can. And do your due diligence for those who all that are around your loved ones and families, good neighbors. Help where you can, because this is a time that we're going to need it. And so I wanted to motivate you all preferably be able to motivate you all on this Monday to make sure that you all remember to pay attention to what's going on. I did it on Wellness Wednesday. So those of you all that's tuning in, if you have not watched the Wellness Wednesday, I think it's still up. I don't think they took it away. I don't like the fact that they state that we have to say certain things for entertainment purposes only. But then when I thought about the meaning of the word entertainment, I had to purposes only. I thought of the word entertainment, If I have to think about it in that way, I guess I can say that and still be honest with what I'm stating. That yes, do your own homework. Yes, and take whatever information applies to you and share it. What I'm sharing with you. However, you all, we have to make sure that we look out for ourselves and those around us. I stated that I would come in, and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to make sure that I got this tune in. I was going to show you all some of what I have come across. Okay, good. It's charging there. I was some of the information that I was coming across to verify some of the things that I had seen so that you all can follow up on your own if you like with certain information that lets us know what's going on. We have the fall count. I just had a client that I know that works within the system outside, and I'm zooming. I'm diving right in because I'm not going to be before you all long. So you all can continue on with the rest of your Monday after this, and you feel free to call in, like it stated, to the 618-388-8100 number, or either you can via text and state, need more information, Dr. Shelf, and I will tune in to you all. I also will be briefly showing you out what we do have available. As far as your health and mental health, that'll be a brief, short, personal commercial, and I am working on an upgrade. I'm fortunate enough to find out that I got someone that we working with. So you guys, soon you will be able to see pop-ups. I will have podcasts, and I wanted to announce that I do Zoom calls, you all. So if you have a group organization and you want to set up a Zoom call for wellness information and updates, then you all can still via text that number and say we want to schedule a Zoom call. Only ask for the donations for that time because as you know, the time that we have set. I still have to take care of family. I still have to take care of organization fees and things of that nature. I still have to keep things going, you all. So anytime I do take out this time, it does take away from other things, and that's just the asking for you guys that can to send forth the information for me to be able to attend, um, to constantly come before you all for free. But every bit does help. I'm not putting a major emphasis on anything right now because I know that we have a lot going on. I'm almost here. This information we wanted to share, and it is concerning the fall. As you all see, I have my head covered. Yes, some say, well, is that your traditional thing? I've always done that. However, I'm at a space and a place in my life where I also make sure that I'm being aware, even though my immune system has been fine. I got the call this morning from other family members of clients that are being rushed to the ER. This is how serious it is. Phone calls from those from out of Florida, mostly California, different areas where different people are having flu-like symptoms. I did announce this on Wellness Wednesday, but since this is Motivational Monday, I want to make sure that this is part of your motivation to do your preventive measures. I didn't get a chance to bring the For Life spray, but once again, if you just text, just a simple text, send a text and say, okay, need the For Life spray. This spray helps to boost the immune system, and one of the number one ingredients that helps you, that's in it, is a very pure form grade of colloidal silver. For those who don't like it by itself, this one is in a mint, and it also has one in a vitamin C orange flavor. So it tastes good. I showcased it on the Wellness Wednesday. However, you all rushed out. I left it in the truck, but I wanted to tune in no time so that at least those of you all that they can show a little bit more attentiveness, then you all will, be able to be reminded of to get that convenient spray you all carry wherever you go, like you do for those of you all that carry mace. You carry your cell phone. You want to carry these sprays that is known for having high ratios of helping to support and boost your immune system, especially when it's not nasty. Yeah, I said it. I said it because I know that that's one of the issues that we all have, and I'm getting ready to time out of here. I just remember it wasn't in the other thing I had. It was in another that I had. How are you all doing? Please let me know for those of you all that's able without it causing any issues. Let me know how you're doing. Okay, so we have right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going right into it. Nah, that fog don't move right. Fog ain't supposed to sit like this. Not this long. Not this heavy. Fog forms when warm air cools too fast. Humidity hits its limit. Water vapor condenses into droplets so small they float. A cloud that fell down instead of up. But water don't condense alone. It needs something to grab onto. Dust, smoke, pollution. They call them condensation nuclei. Fog carries what's already in the air. PM 2.5, PM 10, wildfire ash, industrial residue. And then folks start saying, why does residue stick to magnets? Why it leave film? Why it feel different than before? Science says metals exist in the air. Iron from brakes, construction dust. But don't jump to conclusions without data. And now folks saying they sicker, lungs acting funny, heads hurting. Same time we breathing deeper through this mist. They already talking about controlling rain, steer storms, cool the planet. You don't think fog part of that toolbox? Hell, weather been weaponized since folks learned math. Once it in the air, it in the water. Once it in the water, it in the soil. Once it in the soil, congratulations there, it's in your food. Ain't no opting out when the whole world breathing the same shit. I forgot he said that swear word. You also, for anybody got delicate ears, forgive me. You all get the gist of it. But here is, I know some of y'all thinking now, okay, Doc, how is that helping to motivate us in a time like this with everything that's going on? Take the information, because not only do I have this that was sent to me, this information was also sent to me by someone that works in outside that detects radiation, and they're very smart and they own a lot of land. Okay. And unfortunately, because we realize that we are living in a time and season where the only time we seem to hear something is if it's put in a commercial or on a movie or on the TV. So it's easy to ignore the sound of my voice. Maybe mine is too soft, or maybe it's just the fact that I'm a woman and I'm speaking and I might have more words than the next person. However, I wanted to make sure that I show you all this just so you all understand just how urgent it is that we pay attention. It's in the fog. For those of you all that's in the areas, I also got the updated information concerning what they're doing in Memphis as we speak. They are selling air, you all, because the information, the plants there that they're making these new computers with Eli and Muskie, those plants, they're sending out toxins in the air to the point to where people, we don't even know just yet just how much infections and what all is being released into those things until a year or so pass, and we have chemists and others to come out and break down exactly how much this is going to harm the body. So on Motivational Monday, I want to encourage you all to please do what you can do to not necessarily just cover your mouth, because I told him, I said, in a minute, I guess I will be looking like I'm from the Middle East, because holding back some of that information, some of the air rather, is critical when you can cover up like this. But you don't want to cover up, you all, to the point to where you can't breathe. You want to be able to breathe, because see, it's easy for you guys to take a wrist, a scarf, or to have that air. You want to have that air circulation when you're going out. If you're able to wear a hat, now it's the time to wear your hats. Now it's the time to cover. It doesn't matter how you look to others. It matters about you guys protecting yourself and your children. The beautiful thing about carriages that I'm thinking about now with babies, remember the babies have the strollers and then they're covered. Mothers, because of this flu season, because of what they're doing in the air, make sure that you all, and if you don't have a baby, you know someone that do, tell them to cover them up when they have to take them outside for now, okay? because they're talking about pushing this all the way until March. And I don't have no reason not to believe that they are trying to make sure that they planted another pandemic. And so those of you all that get heads up, you like and share this information. This is why it's like, okay, I gotta come back through again to make sure that you all know what I'm looking and paying attention to. And then the other part was this today, I'm gonna share another thing with you. I'm here in the city, right? In Missouri as we speak. But here goes. Let me show you the difference of the clear sky that I took when I went out towards the country today. I went out of town today, this morning, and I'm going to show you the difference between the blue clear sky versus, I'm not trying to take a picture, versus the cloudiness that we have here. I don't know if it's going to let me in or not. Camera fail warning. I know why it's telling me that my camera fell. So, anyway, they we saw and the air quality was so much better. And something said you need to look up and see if you see any chemtrails, the cloud, all of the stripes that's in the air. It was none, you all. I was out further into Missouri, what we call where it's more farmland. And when I tell you the air was clear, I'm I was able to breathe. It was calm, it was quiet, and it was cool. And by the time we made our way back a few hours later to the city, completely different. I could feel it. Now, mind you, I was looking at this and paying attention to this you all since the end of November, before they started posting the videos about it. Before, I know we had different ones, Dick Gregory and different ones, the great, may they rest in peace, that's been trying to warn us. Even the songs, the artist Prince, different ones that's trying to send out the information about these chemtrails long ago, and nobody was listening. But now that we see the fall and people is increasing in accidents of not being able to see through this fog weather, and then the fact that now they're trying to implement an all-in-one jab, you all don't fall for it. You better use what you have. I highly recommend you, for those of you all that's religious, use your religious exemption forms while you can. Boost your immune system. That's what I come to share with you all. Do that. And then for those of you all that have chronic disease, I still do have the testing. I have tested at home tests where you can do a fingerprint for blood test depending on what you need your test for, urinalysis tests, and saliva tests that you can do for your different many conditions that's going to come from this. Heavy metals, causing adrenaline stress, and blood and urine analysis for the hormones. We got for cardiovascular disease, the neuro to check your brain for any toxins that's throwing you off, and then we have the heavy metal. This is critical, you all. So you all want to call in. And for those of you all that say, well, we need to know what's going on inside those boxes, is information, good professional information laid out for you. And then there's also cards that you can ask for, pamphlets. So if someone asks a question, what is this about? You can actually use this to speak for you. And if they can't comprehend from there, then I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, but at least you would have your information. And I encourage us to read, you all. There are many that came before us that told us to read. And then for those you all that's trying a new fast, please do not fast if you know you have chronic illnesses and in this weather, and not take your vitamins. If you have good vitamins and minerals, I wasn't able to bring those here in this setting, but we have over 15 access now to over 15,000. You all heard me that's tuning in. Repeat this: over 15,000 of the top of the line medical brand line of natural, most potent professional grade of vitamins, not the ones that you get at the vitamin shop, y'all, and not the ones that you take and you can find online, where unfortunately a lot of them still is loaded with artificial things that will not help boost your immune system or support your system while you all are trying to practice preventive measures or trying to boost your immune system or rid yourself of mucus and other things. Okay? So that is my urgent announcement on this Motivational Monday, that I pray that I can encourage you, any of you all that's tuning in, to make sure that you know that if I have to take out this time to schedule when I have a meeting that I have to go to now to support the youth, oof, then you must know that it's important. It's important. I've been out of town today, then back in town now. I have not had no rest, so I know you all could probably see the tiredness in my face because there's been so much going on. However, I knew that I had to get motivate myself on this Motivational Monday to keep my word and come before you all while I could. And then as for the youth that we support, anyone that wants to donate books, children books, please send a text and say I got some. If you're able to mail it, that's all we ask, is that you mail it to me if you're out of state, because those books go to children that do not have access to libraries or that needs to read. They do not have access, to my understanding, to cell phones and computers, and this is the only way that they're going to learn. And yes, they are of our ethnic background and persuasion. Okay? And so that's why I wanted to tune in to say, motivate you guys to don't give up. Don't be so fearful to the point to where you don't think how to prepare and plan for this time. Like I said, you don't have to do this alone, but we are in a war, in a spiritual warfare, and it is affecting us naturally. I believe that those two is one. The moment you start to stress about things, when you hear these type of updates, the moment we start to worry about wars and rumors of wars, and the moment we're worrying about what the politricking people are doing, yes, I said it exactly the way I meant to say it, politricking people are doing, then I understand it brings about a lot of frustration and stress. The lady just laughed at me for saying it. I guess you never heard the term. You guys should know this tuning in. You all should know me by now. I'm going to bring up my words. And so it's not going to be too long for people catch on to it, which is a good thing. I like to call it like it actually is, because nobody is telling the full truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. We have to figure these things out. That's the reason why we say we have to acknowledge God in all our ways so he can direct our path. And for many people, God is within you. God is that voice. God is whatever God you serve. Whatever it is, I just can only hope that whatever God you claiming that you serve, whether it be self or anything outside of you, I just hope that it leads and guides you into the right direction. And then for those you all, I had one too for the scanners, you all. I do have to share this with you. For those you all that plan on going out the country, and you all have heard people say, oh, okay, all you got to do is get paid. So you can pay a doctor, you can pay someone to make it seem like you got the shot when you're going through the airport. Here we go. I'm going to show you all one thing, and I'm about to wrap it up. I told you I'm not going to be before you long, unless someone have a question in the chat. Here we go. I'm going to show it. I sent this out to my family. I have a family section that I send out to family to update them, because I can't talk to all of my family that's in different states or out the country to update them on information, okay? So here we go. I'm going to show it to you all, where there are those who unfortunately are telling you guys things that's not safe for you all that wants to travel outside the country. That's making you think that you can afford getting a jab that has this lace with what we are being told, nanotechnology, meaning that through the 5G, it can scan you and zap you out of here or get you in a frenzy and have you to do what it does. Do we know if this is true or not? I can tell you this much. I believe in warning before destruction. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Nothing wrong with being safe. Nothing wrong with being aware. But you don't know what to be aware of if nobody is warning. And so I'm almost here. And to show you guys this so you like to see for yourself. Because there were plenty that it got back to me. How about that? That people's been told that you can pay for anything, get somebody to pay for anything and get by and think that you're going to slide through these countries without having to take that jab or doing something that may, that 9 times 10 is not going to be safe for your health and well being. Let me show you better than I can tell you. Almost there. Hmm. You all, we're living in perilous times. We are. And I'm not going to go in deep about, um, let me see. Oh, I got so many of y'all. I got so many. One day soon, I'm just going to put it on out there because at least some of them who worded better than I. Yes, I'm going as far as to say better than I because I can be maybe a little bit too blunt for these stations. I admit that. Yes, maybe too blunt. Bear with me for 1 second. I'll be in there as I send out as much as I can when I can. Let me see here. How are you all doing? Anyone in the chat that's able to let me know that you all are well? I hope that that you all are well on this motivational Monday. Hmm. It is something when you have so much information you gotta keep scanning through. It's the only good thing about these phones is that you can send massive information, and this is part of their addiction too. They can get us addicted like this, but I'm not. I'm ready. And that's why we try to gather as much information as we can while we can. That's actually helpful as we go through this journey called life with the others that desire to depopulate us. I think this might be it. No, that's the martial law one. That's the martial law one. Can't do that to y'all yet. But I am going to have it where I'm going to go ahead and post these things up before I ever stop this section. Oh, you guys, there's so much going on. This one was for the airport, you all. When you're going through the airport, let me say this while I'm scanning. When you're going through the airport, what's happening is that you all, they have a new device where they can check and see. You can look it up. Just say device, new device scanner for the C shop. And it will show you where those who thought that they were going to get by to get into the other country without taking the jab, they're able to scan you now to make sure that to verify through your skin or through your arm, wherever you got it, they're able to scan to see if you have it. It's pretty much what it's about. I may have to come back. I will be sharing it on Wellness Wednesday if all works well, you all. So don't worry if I can't get to it right now because I got so much information. My goodness. If you all were in my timeline, ooh, you have to laugh to stop yourself from crying. To just seeing the state of where we are today. Just the state of where we are today. And this really brings to light the text that states that our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. What you don't know can hurt you sooner than later. And so I wanted to come before you all to inspire you not to fear so much to the point. Only it, the only good thing I see about fear is when it makes you more aware, not frantic, but more aware to look around and pay attention to your surrounding. That's the only bit of fear, and that is supposed to be just enough to give you the sense of awareness, not to the point to where you're stressing and you don't know which way to turn and which way to go. And for your children, you all be careful. Make sure that you're reading over, to those of you all that have children in school, make sure that you're reading over every documentation and questioning your children about any time when they have to see a health person, social worker, anyone, to make sure that what you do not want done to your child is not being done. Um, I am thankful that I don't have little one except for grandson that's in the schooling, and that was not of my choice. They have a mother that I just not my son's son, and I there's only so much I can be. The only thing I can do is be grateful that they listen to me when I say um, what's good for them to eat and what's not. But once again, you can only be the messenger. You can only share the information. You can't force people to get the message. I realize that because of the agony and the struggles that we have had as melanated people on this planet, it seems like unfortunately that a lot of us don't get the message until things gets to its worst state. And but I'm hoping that those of you all that's tuning in now, and I'm almost done. Those of us that's tuning in now, that you all are not that group of people. So like and share to those who have any concerns about what you're supposed to be tuning into. I mean, you all had so much information I gathered within the past bit. Also, copper, you all get the copper. The copper helps to your melanin in your body to align to help heal the cellular system. It works as an energy field. Don't get caught up in what you see other people doing that's practicing other things that you do not go along with. Make sure, hey, this, I'm just good to see you. It's good to see you. Yes, I've been well. Thank you for asking. It's good for you all to use that copper to help balance. Copper is in our system. I shared that on the last Wellness Wednesday. So the copper bracelets, make sure it's real, easy clean. Put it in a little distilled water or hot water, and good to clean off the copper necklace, copper earrings, copper whatever you can. I got my wood on today, and my tiger eye. These things are minerals and elements that help to seep throughout the body, you all, and it does help to boost your immune system for what we can see. And this is ancient knowledge. It still works to this day. You all need to get it before you look up and then you trying to figure out where all the copper at and you don't have it. You need silver, copper, and real gold, and not just for fashion and design. These are minerals and that seeps into the body that gives our melanin the chance to activate as a healing mechanism for us. The others do not carry the DNA line of us. And so their immune system is weakened. But if you notice, the more and more you look up, the more and more you see those who are not of the original man or woman wearing loads and tons of it. Now, I'm not saying walking around heavy until you can't walk through somewhere to the point where you wind up flying into something and having to go through a metal detector or something, and now you beeping all over the place. I'm not saying do that. But you have copper cups, you have copper dishes. I'm recommending you all to get copper in. And those you all that want to be tested, like I said, you want to be tested, make sure that you're not getting too much in. We have the heavy metal test. Or for those you all that have a physician, consult your physician and see if they would be willing to give you a test. For those you all that don't want an at-home test, I don't know no one that would not need an at-home test. We have a saying that I've been discussing with another wellness practitioner that I'm working with now, and say, will urgent care be there? How long will urgent care be there? It's not been here for long, you all. I was part of a meeting back in the early 2000s before you start seeing the urgent cares pop up around here. And then when you go to urgent care, are you really getting urgently cared for? No, you're getting basic information given to you that does not get down to the root cause of what's going on with you. And they can't treat certain things because they're not staffed to do that, unfortunately. Look it up. See what they treat and what they don't. What they'll wind up doing is sending you to a specialist or to someone else to still get you these same tests that you're going to need. these emails come back when, in order for you to get your test within 5 or 6 days of the result. I already have a few that have called in that trusted the process, and now they see how thorough the testing is, and it even actually helps you to be able to learn what kind of foods is good for your body type according to what your body is lacking or have too much of. You can't beat that. So you all can call in and I can refer you all to the doctor that's able to break down those tests. That's not my field of expertise, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. But I operate as a referral system to you all so you all can get these things broken down to you and learn what it is that your body is lacking. And then we take and we share with you which minerals, vitamins, supplementations, foods, and things in it. And it's very professionally laid out. This is done through email, and then when you need your coaching session to break down whatever you don't understand, we do that for you too. We provide that information for you. And no, it's not one set price. So I can't just put a set price in there because it varies depending on what your condition is and the type of test that you need. So that's the reason why I can't give a set price for this. I know how our people are. We want price, 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 give me price. But I can tell you this much. I do agree with those who understand that nothing is more important than your mental health, your spiritual health, and your overall well being. When you look at what we waste fundings on that will not help give you or support you in longevity, only a momentary satisfaction, only a momentary feel good factor, only treating the surface, the symptoms, and not the root cause. Well, that's why I'm highly supportive of testing. I've said it once and I say it again. If I had access to these particular at home tests when my daughter was here and when my mother and plenty other loved ones and friends of friends that I knew, I believe that some most definitely could have been saved or been things that have been added to their life because I myself and others was most definitely willing to get down to the root cause of their conditions. So some things, some conditions do cause for you to have tests, you all. Some things, some people, but not enough of us understand our bodies well enough and understand the mental effect that it has on us in our everyday life and how this causes depression, anxiety, frustration, and this attacks the cellular system, causing the immune system to weaken. And this is why you hear more and more cases of those are saying, well, I was healthy. Well, I worked out. Well, I ate healthy. I did this. Oh, well, I prayed every day. Oh, I went to church. Well, I did martial arts. And then there you go, still flatline. Because they didn't do extensive studying on their bodies. They didn't find out that, oh, there was some things that was off. I'm just talking about in these cases. I'm not talking about accidents. I'm talking about when it's concerning your internal health. And I get it. A lot of us have been discouraged from going to the doctors or trusting anything that has to go to the doctors because of a lot of misdiagnosis. I get that. Well, that's the reason why this is part of the top of the line. I would not be promoting if it wasn't. I would not be suggesting it if it wasn't. And there would not be the proof that for those of you all that do have physicians, you can consult your physician and they can verify you have a good one. But I often tell people if you don't have one and they're only for you taking things and giving you things that will cause more side effects, cause more distress, cause suicidal thoughts, cause heart attacks, cause sudden death. Yeah, y'all know the commercials. Then I surely would begin the second and third opinion. I would begin another test. I would not be playing around with my life like this. I don't know about y'all, but I'm the type of person or being that don't believe in, yeah, I believe that we all have our day and our time that we have to go. I just don't want to give that opportunity to someone else. I don't want you lording over my life like that. I don't want somebody playing God over my life. They're doing that enough with all of us in this world, on this planet. And so that's the reason why I had to come before you all to motivate you all. And I'm right at the tip of the time, you all. So just look in the chat. The number and the information is in there. For those of you all just want coaching, you just want to be spoken to, you all can still via text say, I need just a coaching session. I'm not expensive. It's starting out at 50 and on up. $50 and on up for those of y'all that want those sessions, depending on what all is going on in your life. The sessions usually last somewhere in the beginning. That's of the session usually learning start anywhere from 30 minutes or longer. And yes, you have the option to do Zoom call now. And in a minute, I am going to have Zoom links where I'll be able to put those in. That'll be we'll be starting at, it should be, if not by the end of January, it'll be by the 1st of February. So if you want to call in advance to schedule an appointment, then I encourage you to do so before it gets flooded. You all know how we do. The tax season coming around, so-called Black History Month coming around. And I say it like that, you all, because we know that this is not our story. This is his story. This is somebody else's story that lied and left out information. And this is the reason why so many of us is in a frenzy now and stressing out and becoming zombies to our phones. When you see my light on, for those of y'all that share in my social media platforms that I do have, I'm studying. I'm sharing. And then I know how to keep away, and then I make sure that I stay from out of other toxic environments. And I just been fortunate to be able to do that. And I'll be sharing more and more as this time goes. I don't know how long I'll be able to share, but what I can share is what's how I detoxify myself and my body. I will be sharing that soon as well. If all works well, I will be sharing that so you all can see how is it that Dr. Shelf is here with us in this toxic environment and she's not getting sick. And even if you do, you want to have your system boosted enough to where you're able to have a quick turnaround within 24 hours. The moment you feel the sore throat, the moment you notice excess amount of mucus coming from you, the moment you start feeling breakout, you want to tackle it right away. You want to be dialing that number 618-388-8100 number as fast as you can and saying, Doc, hey, I got this going on. What do I need to do? Okay, so note that I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. The best way you can help and support, if you cannot send information, I am going to put my Cash App information there for those you all that want to send in any donation or support. It's still the same. I do have Chime. So if you want to call in, I do have Venmo. I do have those. I just got to get in the habit, you all, to sending that. So you all know that means that I'm not coming before you all just so you can do that. But every bit does help. Every bit does help, so I'm putting that in the chat for those of you all that want to send donation. I know it's the last 2 times I did not put it in there. It slipped my mind because I was just really just happy that I was able to come before you all in enough time before I had to carry out. I am underneath my chat. You all will see me in my wrap, and it will say Felicia Ann Hill, Hill, for a Cash App. And then for Chime, for those of you all haven't sent something to Chime, is still Felicia and Hill is in there for Chime. And you can make your payments as well that way. And then also, last but not least, when you want to order anything or set up for your coaching or wellness coaching or anything, information that you need, we also have it now where you can pay through any card. You don't just have to go through this method. You can have it set where you can go through Visa, Master, American Express, Discover, all those. I'm able to accept those now, and you all are able to get a text and an email sent back to you for your receipt purposes. See how you can't beat that? So when you call in, if however way you all want to do that, when you want to send in donations, or if you want to sign up for your wellness coaching, purchase products that's good for you, or testing, and then last but not least, our books. We're still working on the revised. We're hoping to have that should have be able to have this up and going by February, the new revised, upgraded version of the Dr.Chef cookbook. And it's not going to be just a regular cookbook, you all. You are going to you'll be able to use that all year round for years to come. And then we still have the Still in a Woman's Treasure by the one and only Dr. Britannica that's still coming out. I will be promoting this book And this will be off now. Now that we had to get things upgraded, by February is the goal. And then I don't have the new 20th edition of the medicine book, that everyone should have that on their shelf. All of these books should be on your shelf. And that's not a sales pitch. That is me encouraging you to have more knowledge set before you. So if they shut down this grid, which they will plan to do that, I do believe it's this great chance it's going to happen this year. Unfortunately, I've been saying it since last year. You got something to read and study to keep your mind refreshed. You're able to not just meditate and pray, but you're also able to read to keep your mind refreshed and remembering the times and the signs that we are in and how to best take care of yourself and your family. And that being said, it's 7:05, you all. I told you I wasn't going to be before you all long. I hope and pray that you all have a beautiful, high vibration, spiritual day. I've had great ones. Yesterday was my father's anniversary of his birthday, and so I'm grateful to be the first one that's alive and well. It's been beautiful for me this weekend. So thank you all for those who sent in good, beautiful, high vibes and good energy and prayers. I felt it. I felt it. So I appreciate that, you all. You all take care of yourself and don't forget to look in the chat and get your information there. Um, and any questions for how you all want to best help support my channel, please don't forget to like and share. And be safe, you all. Be aware and take care of yourself. Until one Wellness Wednesday, we'll be aiming for 6 a.m. again, between 5 and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I love you all and take care of yourself.